my God. Didn't I say someone needs to kick her in the face right now? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are here sadly, with the season 2 finale of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We're on season 2, episode 8, which is called "The Fleece Works Its Magic." Was it too well? Too well. I was gonna say a little. My own ad lib. Anyway, yeah, we are here finally. I mean, in a way, I'm sad because it feels like the show just came back, but I unfortunately got spoiled that there is a trailer for season 3 at the end of all this, but that's fine. We already knew it was coming. Hopefully we're gonna get that season 4 announcement soon, please. But anyway, last episode, we kind of wrapped up the fleece arc as far as the people who weren't supposed to have it. Clarice was on her way back to camp with the fleece. Percy and co decided to leave with Mama Bear to get back to camp. And Luke and Annabeth, I think one of the key things that happened in the last episode was Luke and Annabeth having that heart-to-heart, and Luke finding out that the fleece could potentially bring Thalia back. But unfortunately, Kronos was just too good at manipulation, so he managed to twist that situation and make it seem to Luke that Annabeth just fed him a line to get him to be distracted about the fleece. So yeah, unfortunately, I think for now, Luke is going to be locked into some bad behavior for the foreseeable future, but we'll have to see. So I'm very ready to jump into the episode. Just before I do, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I know we're done with Percy for now, but I will definitely be reacting to season 3 when that comes out. And I also react to a lot of other fun stuff here. So hopefully you can join the fam and find something else to join me on the journey with. And if you'd like to watch the entire season of uncut reactions for this show, I should say, you can do so on my Patreon. All right, out of the way. Let's get into the episode right now.
Look out!
Hey, Blackjack.
Blackjack.
Just hanging out on the road. It's okay. Yeah, we talk. It's a long story. She's like, is my son insane? Guys, is my son insane?
Okay.
Exactly. Accept it.
Thalia's gonna be the one in the prophecy, not Percy.
There's a prophecy?
Isn't there always?
Exactly.
There's monsters up ahead. They're surrounding camp. She took off on foot with the fleece.
Yep, Tyson's like, let me go take care of some business. I've got one Cyclops down.
She's up this road. I watched the Minotaur.
Yeah, he's still got a little PTSD about that. It was only a year ago.
I can't let you get close to that kind of danger again. Okay?
You're gonna have to let him kind of handle it. You can only go so far anyway. I appreciate the maternal instinct, though. My mama would be the same.
Do you remember that dream you had about the drachma? I thought that was about me. Like two different sides of me.
Could still be.
Now I think it's about me and
Thalia.
Mama's like, you got your brains from me. Tyson's like, can we break this up? There's a battle.
Why the long faces? You should take pride in restoring our chariot circus.
If this man does not fall off of an insanely high cliff soon.
I was a charioteer myself.
Get away from the damn megaphone.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Rodriguez.
You're pontificating, no one cares.
Soon enough, there won't be any races. There won't be any camp.
I'm sorry. Are you trying to scare
No,
me?
yeah, actually a little bit, because you should be.
We picked up a weapon and we...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly what he just said to do.
Because I was right.
Is that what you think?
Come on.
Deserved. Zeus said, not on my watch, bitch. Mind the tree, you animals. I don't know if she's shooting at her. Okay.
fire!
Just gonna shoot arrows because we can. I kind of like the idea of Thalia just like besting these damn fireballs by herself.
Oh no. Moving toward us, shaking the ground.
Giant badger? Luke, you little hoe. Really? We've got a whole armada? That's what we're doing? Great. These guys are like, we spent 4 hours in makeup. Y'all gonna see us.
The barrier won't stop demigods. And it hasn't stopped our team inside camp from letting your friends in.
Team inside camp?
Always inner people.
We will burn camp to the ground and anyone left inside.
Percy's like, didn't I warn you, Annabeth? Okay.
She is the most powerful demigod alive. We need to free her from the tree.
That is not at all what Allison wanted to hear, but she needs to be daughtered as many times as possible. Ma'am, did you, like, actually take the whole circumference of the world around?
It's me.
Katie, hold up!
Who's on
Sorry,
the...
Grace.
Who can we trust in here?
How does Luke know the fleece can bring Talia back?
I told him.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Don't be mad, it's her brother.
How do you know she'll be on our side?
We don't.
Because I know.
Really?
Kronos can manipulate dreams. If he got into Ares' head, he can get into yours. Don't let him.
You think she'll be on our side because she's your friend?
That's right.
I mean, there's a gamble she's got to take. Ooh.
She'd have to choose between the two of you. You can't imagine what that's like.
He says from experience.
What are we gonna do?
He's like, I heard the whole thing, so. He's like, whatever Annabeth wants to do, to be perfectly honest, have you not figured out that I do what Annabeth tells me to? I look like I have my own free will, but she has the reins.
If they resist, cut them down.
As usual.
Tantalus is gone.
He's fine.
What? Caught a fireball in the face.
He's fine.
Great.
Not even having, oh, I mean, there are baby campers. They can't fight. What is this song?
Clarice has the fleece.
And Luke, his monsters and demigods getting ready to march into camp right now.
So?
Right? Like, the gods really don't care. Have you not figured that out yet?
He's trying to bring the Titans back.
Okay.
It's the truth.
Is there a Titan actively attacking?
Oh, so you want to wait till that happens?
You kids are gonna have to start working out your differences on your
AKA,
own.
I ain't doing he said.
Kronos is back.
There you go. Grandpa's here. Do you want to talk about that?
You think that story, that quest, that prophecy, it's gotta be about someone else. But it's not.
You're always the hero of your own story. Or the villain.
We have to take care of our own.
Clearly, do you see what Dionysus is doing? Nothing. Tyson's like, that's my brother.
We stand up. Go!
You rousing speech. Oh, Dionysus is like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little inspired. I love Tyson. Annabeth's very unsure. She's very proud, but she's also just highly stressed right now. She's like, that was a great speech, but that didn't come with the plan.
You know, some of us are worried that there's enemies in camp. Traitors.
Traitors?
Mm-hmm. I think you're talking to one right now. That's what I thought.
Luke always had my back. Just give me the fleece. I'll tell him you died well.
This is why crushes always turn on your, like, they always turn on you. I'm kidding. Oh, you.
Cut her down and get the fleece.
Damn, girl. First crush and he turns out to be a traitorous hoe. It's all right. We'll work on your taste in men. Use the fleece, girl.
Know what your mistake was? Thinking we were friends.
No, she knows who her friends are.
Maybe you forgot you don't have those.
I do now. Run, her ass is over. Now you have to throw that fleece on, give her a little heal up. That thing has worked so damn hard since it's got in the hands of these kids. Yeah, you did that, Luke. You explained to Thalia why you poisoned her. I hope the first thing she does when she's back is kick you directly in the balls. No, you don't have the right. Pull it back. Pull it back. Thank you.
Luke Castellon, give you permission to enter camp.
We meet again. It's like, let's do it. Round 2. Y'all really just need to hug and make up, though. Ooh, Cyclops versus Cyclops. Round 2. What was that you said about how camp was not going to follow? Yeah, looks like only one of us is good at rousing speeches, Luke. Gracie's like, that's cute. I'm going to drown all of you. You know, it's so funny because people were saying that, like, why doesn't Percy use his powers more? But we got to remember he's very new to them in the books at this point. But also it'd make him way too OP. That's a child, Luke. Oh no, like they're so brave. The fact that they ran up against them big ass Cyclops.
No fleece to heal you this time.
Don't need it, I can use water. Or did you forget? Because my daddy actually loves me. All right, technically Hermes loves him too, but Someone kick that hoe in the face. I'm dead ass. First of all, can we give kudos to the stunt coordinator? This chaos scene is working. Yes, choreo! He's like, I'm gonna use your same move against you, Luke. I'm a quick learner. Oh, that was embarrassing. Okay, well, we gotta work on them fighting skills for next season.
You were never the one. It was always Thalia.
Sure. Yeah, Tyson said, I don't know who the f you think you are. Touch my brother again. I will break you in half. You little purr. He's like, you see how my brother's a badass, not yours? It's my girl Annabeth making an entrance. No! Who did? Oh my God. Didn't I say someone needs to kick her in the face right now?
Bring the tree down! Now! I'm okay. Save the tree!
Yeah, let's get to the tree. Allison, as usual, going off script. Right in the head, please, Percy. Aim true. He said, you're better with a spear than I am, girl. You know what to do.
Finish the quest.
Hey, we friends, right? Poor baby. Sims, you. Oh no, you're too late. Oh, my poor girl. I want Sims beaten repeatedly for the next 6 months. I love how it was like, oh, let's just watch the tree. We were fighting or something, but this is way more interesting. Oh, 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 oh.
If I was.
Percy's like, damn. Both the big two kids down. Damn. In fairness, Thalia's been holding that for how long? 6, 7 years?
This is not death.
He's like, really? Because I'm kind of tired. Okay. How nice of you to show up.
Or
But not
life.
really. Oh.
You've grown.
Yeah, we do that.
A great stirring is underway.
Stirring, that's
Titans walk loose from their prison.
a way to put it.
I need my son by my side.
And where have you been my whole life?
Tyson, look at me.
With one eye.
We have need of your skills to craft weapons for the war to come.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oh, he wants to be of
If
service
you
so
need time
bad.
to think it over.
I'll go.
No, he wants to get to know you.
To repay you for Percy.
Stop it. So sweet. Don't you cry that one eye.
On the streets. It was really, really hard.
Purr.
I prayed for a friend.
Fair.
And now I sent a brother.
Stop it. Why is it getting me?
Sure.
Wake up. Yeah.
Wake up.
That sounds like a good plan first.
For
Whatever the hell we're doing. I'm going to leave you two to whatever this is.
If you need extra help,
Your destiny lies elsewhere.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not taking you from Annabeth. You're going to lose your mind.
I plan to tell you myself near your 16th year, but
Things are moving along a little
There's no
quick.
ideal age to carry the burden of deciding the fate of the universe.
Oh, you're right.
is that why you had me?
Oh. No, that's just because your dad's a hoe.
It's more powerful than the will of the gods.
Yeah. AKA his libido, his lack of control over it.
Never.
That's what Thalia
That's what
said.
she said. Thalia.
Brace yourself.
He's like, no, I like you here. It was peaceful.
He's awake.
Someone get this boy some water so he can heal up. Hi, Thalia. It's okay, Percy. She's not. I know she did shock your ass, but give her a minute.
Chiron.
Yeah, he's back.
Reinstated.
All right, Tantalus gone, boy. Did you not hear? He's back to God knows wherever the gods go.
You
You
drool
drool
in your sleep.
So, I know Annabeth thinks it's cute. Moving on.
Luke vanished.
Crawled into a hole as he usually does.
Chiron put me in charge of training our strike force for the fight to come.
Fair.
Could use you too.
Maybe. Thank you.
Assignment. Thanks.
Like, respectfully, you're the worst protector ever, sir.
Just give me a shut up, Jackson.
All right? You have to make it weird.
Shut up, Jackson.
Much less vitriol. She used to say Jackson the way that Malfoy used to say Potter.
I've always tried to heed the will of the gods and to be an example for the demigods that I train. I can no longer do both.
It's true. You got to choose a side.
You deserve to know the truth of what really happened that night.
Oh, yes, please. Let us know. All right. We get the full playthrough now.
The story you remember didn't end the way you think.
Right? Didn't you just tell Luke you don't know how that story ended?
The Furies kept a distance. Did not attack. Instead, they spoke.
They do that?
Until they said too much.
Oh. Damn, Zeus said, shut up.
I agree.
Your daddy showed up. Hey, new Zeus. Still miss you, Lance, but hey, new Zeus.
Father.
Zeus, you have never been my father, sir.
I delivered a message from Hades, who knew exactly how to drive a wedge between father and daughter.
Do you want me to fight some war for you, to fulfill some fake prophecy?
Oh.
And you must be on the right side of it.
I thought it was all lies.
You see how you can contradict yourself?
Rebellious phase long enough. You're nearly 16. A dangerous age. And for a daughter of Zeus, that danger grows by the day.
You would be idolized by the other demigods who would fight each
There's not
other.
a single day of camp that's been peaceful.
Bask in your glory.
Ew, Zeus. Does she look like the type?
The only demigods I care about are the two I just brought here.
Yeah, I'm not as vainglorious as you, sir.
You will not walk away from me.
Hear my words.
She gets it from you, sir.
I want to be your daughter.
Well, you can't really control that part, sadly.
I will never be your weapon.
That's
Do you hear me?
Ah, see how nice your daddy is in comparison? First.
You lied.
Yeah.
6 years ago, Zeus.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Zeus was like, I know you saw me, and if you don't do what I tell you, you're going to end up like this tree.
This year, I realized what Cronus intended. To use the power of the fleece to raise his champion.
She definitely has reasons to hate Zeus.
I feared that champion was you, Percy.
Nope. I'm sorry, Annabeth. He did try to warn you. Welcome back. I mean, we just had a sunny day.
Annabeth,
It's been a while.
you've grown.
We do that, us humans. Cute.
Where's Luke?
About that. How long do you got?
Where is he?
Ooh, Percy's defensive stance.
You guys get nightmares, right?
Yeah.
Because mine just woke
Y'all don't have to fight. Come on, put the weapons down. Oh, I love how that thunder and lightning was just going crazy in the background. That is nuts.
If you wish to take the accelerated course, there are limited spots.
Still scamming like nothing ever happened. I mean, I think it's better than what we get at the wax museums. I mean, she's got to keep her hustle going. She's got to keep the hustle going. I'm not mad. Okay, guys, well, that was the season finale of Percy Jackson, and I think it was good. It was good. Once again, I could have gone with more runtime. That will be my overall complaint of the season. We definitely could have had longer episodes, but what we got, the quality of what we got was great. So I can't complain about that. But yes, we definitely could have added. I feel like we could have made this an hour. There's no reason we couldn't have made it an hour. But anyway, let's talk about the key points of this episode that I thought were great. There's a lot of beautiful, tender moments. Like the battle itself was great. Actually, we'll talk about that first. The battle scene was amazing. That's why I gave the flowers while I was watching it. Like whenever you have to choreograph larger scale scenes where multiple people are doing things and people are fighting, you want to make it look real and kind of a bit gritty and interactive. Like it's not an easy thing to do. It really is not easy to do that and make it look good and not have somebody in the background looking like they're waiting for someone to punch them, you know? that sort of thing. I have seen that, by the way. I have seen some shows where you can literally see an extra in the background, like waiting for his cue. But anyway, really kudos to the stunt coordination team. Honestly, for the whole season, we've had a really good fight scenes this season. Last few episodes particularly, but it looks good. And what I like as well is it's believable, right? Because even though these are demigods, which are not a real thing, it's very easy for a show that has a fantasy element to get a little too carried away when it comes to fight scenes and what people should be capable of. And we have to remember that these are children. Children that range in age from, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to maybe 16, 17 years old. And while there's going to be a level of skill, it has to be believable, right? And I think that they did a good job of making sure that nothing looks too crazy or unbelievable for a handful of kids who have a few physical tweaks, but nothing crazy, right? So that was great. Good to see. Yeah, love the Luke versus Percy again. And one thing I do like, and I know that some people don't like this, and I mean, I made a joke about it during the reaction, but Percy getting tossed on his butt, right? I know a lot of people keep saying like, why does Percy keep losing, blah, 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 but it makes sense, right? Because in the strictest sense, Percy's OP'd, right? Him and Thalia are on a different level than the rest of the demigods. Their dads are part of the big three, the three that are direct descendants of Kronos, who is more powerful than all of them, right? So it makes sense that they should have a lot of power, but to give Percy too much power too soon takes away a lot of the fun parts of character development, right? If you have a hero that doesn't really have a lot of obstacles or obstacles that are easy to clear, you lose a little bit of that investment as someone who's watching the story and seeing them succeed, right? Percy's not an underdog by any stretch, but you need him to actually have like the progression and the work, because like I said, if he just showed up and he could just wipe everybody out with like, a snap of his fingers, what's the point in all that? Where's the struggle? Where's the appreciation for the journey? So anyway, I really like that in the fight scene between him and Luke, again, that we see that while Percy's got a lot of natural ability and he's quite good, Luke still has, like when it comes to straight skill, Luke still is better than Percy. Right? And also, I mean, they're obviously, we know in real life, the actors are not that far off in age, but in the books, Luke is like 3 years older than Percy as well. So he's physically bigger than Percy. And again, he's been training for way longer. So I like that they still leave it where, it's not that Percy's a pushover, but if it comes down to it, like Annabeth said, at the moment, Luke outskills him. And that's just in a general combat scenario. In terms of powers, that is where Percy completely dwarfs Luke, but he's not there yet, right? Like his powers, they need time to develop. And, I always tease in there, like, he needs to drown these people. But as I said, if they overpowered Percy now with the ability to control water to the point where he will get with it, now, like I said, it'd be crazy. It would be no fun to watch. So anyway, so I love that. That was great. The fight scene was amazing. And yeah, as I said, the stunt choreography has been great all season to be fair. Now let's get into some of the more touching moments of this episode, which I think were really nice to be sprinkled in, because like, while this is a big scene and the battle and all that was a really big part of this season, I feel like the battle that we had on the ship was actually more of a good turning point as far as combat, if anything else. Like the Battle of Camp was fine and it was great and it was pivotal, but I feel like that as far as its impact, we always, how do I put it? I think we always knew Camp wasn't gonna fall, if that makes sense. So the stakes weren't that heavy, but I feel like the boat one was a lot better in the sense of like the stakes and the scale and the way that they did the whole thing of it. So I very highly doubted that we were gonna top that for the finale. And again, we didn't need to. I feel like after all of that action we had earlier in the season, this episode definitely needed to be more about some of the more fundamental character interactions and emotional foundations that are going to be very pivotal to the future seasons and what drives people, right? So first, coming to the scene between Percy and his mom, that was a really, really great scene. I love Percy and Sally scenes. The actors actually get along really well in real life, and so that hug at the end, you could tell was like a genuine like Walker hugging, I can't remember the name of that actress, but giving her a hug, because that's what he does. Like he's like, when he shows up for filming again, he like gives her a big hug, because like that's his real auntie, So I really love that scene though, where he kind of is opening up to her a little bit, because of course Sally knows that he's bothered about something. She doesn't know what it is, but she knows there's something on his mind. And then when eventually he kind of has to open up about what's going on, it's a good moment, right, of showing how much Sally understands her son, how much Percy values and recognizes and respects his mom. And that's so important for Percy because his dad is not really in his life, right? And I think what was kind of the touching part for me was, of course, Sally went straight into protective mom mode when she heard about an attack. She wants to run in there. And of course, Percy's like, ayo, Mom, I love you, but I'm taller than you now. Respectfully, Sally, I'm taller than you now. I can pick you up. But no, like genuinely, he's like, I'm kind of built for this, right? Like we're not on the same level. I can take more of a beating than you can. I am built to be in this world. You are my human mom who, of course, has superhuman love for me. But in reality, last time you went close to camp, you ended up in Hades. So please, like, I can't fight with my head on straight if I think I have to worry about you being taken out by a bunch of cyclopses or demigods, right? And I do think he made the right call, which is why Sally did listen to him. Like I said, I think if she thought that Percy was going to be super in danger, he wouldn't have been able to convince her. But you know, this is part of the whole parenting process of having to realize there's going to be a time when your kids don't need you like that anymore. You have to kind of slowly but surely release each finger and kind of step back from the, you know, that hands-on parenting. But anyway, it was just a beautiful scene there where he kind of let her know that the PTSD of what she went through last year is still somewhat with him. And that's why, you know, now he feels such a strong desire to protect her. It's always been Percy, though. He always has the strong desire to protect his loved ones. But yeah, in this particular case, we know how he is about Sally. Like, the two women he don't play about in his life are Sally and Annabeth, okay? He will literally let things burn or set things on fire, Percy's words, for those folks. So anyway, so that was a really beautiful scene, and I really love that. I also like the fact that Sally acknowledged to all the kids in there, she's like, you're children, but you have so much weight. What you're carrying is so unlike what other kids have to handle. And, you know, I think she was kind of low-key saying, like, you're handling it with grace, considering you actually are doing a good job. So anyway, I just love Sally, and we don't get enough of her, I think. I get why, but it's nice to see when we do get her. She always just does a great job, and the show does a great job of showing why she's so important to Percy and to Tyson and eventually to Annabeth, you know, because she just has such a great nurturing and understanding energy, which is absolutely needed and necessary for the crazy world these demigods are in. But yeah, that was one great, beautiful moment. And then speaking of parental interactions, we have to give the shout outs and kudos to the dream sequence where Percy gets to see his dad. We all know it's like the one episode a season that we get to see a parent in this show. Unless you're Lin-Manuel. But anyway, I like that, you know, Percy got a chance to talk to his dad. Hasn't talked to him since last season. And, you know, as usual, Poseidon does as much as he can without getting caught by Zeus. And they share a really nice moment, you know, where Poseidon is like, look, you know I should have told you about the prophecy, but I'm doing my best to try to let you have a real, like, it shows you how soft he is about Percy and how Sally's effect of wanting to protect Percy is rubbed off on him. Because, I mean, I love that they showed the stark contrast with Zeus in this episode. But yeah, like the fact that he was like, I just wanted you to basically like be a kid as long as possible before I basically drop the freaking building of a anvil to say that, hey, by the way, you're gonna possibly decide the fate of the future. Have a nice life, right? So anyway, that was a nice moment between the two of them. You know, Percy was a bit hostile the last time that they interacted for a very valid reason, but I think he's starting to get a better understanding and a handle of how their relationship has to work as it is right now. And I also love that Poseidon thanked Percy for basically taking Tyson in and protecting him and loving him, which I think he knew he would. Like, out of all of his kids, I think he knew that Percy and Sally was the right set of family to send Tyson to because of his gentle nature. And yeah, of course, that led into a very beautiful scene with Tyson. And can we just... for Daniel, like, he has absolutely bodied the role of Tyson. He's bodied it. I'm not gonna lie. Movie Percy, the one from the movies that came out in the early 2000s, movie Tyson, I didn't like him. I'm sorry. No shade to that actor, but they made Tyson seem more like goofy and like shticky, if that makes sense, versus actually being like a fully rounded character who just was a bit different. And I think the show did a much better job of making Tyson lovable, right? Because that's what he's supposed to be. In the book, he's someone who, like, Percy has his resistances in the beginning more because of his own, you know, issues with acceptance, but you understand why he, you know, Tyson eventually wins him over and he becomes so fiercely protective of him. And I think the show did a great job of creating a character that, despite Tyson being bigger and taller and seeming like he should be someone who's menacing, he's just a big puppy, right? He's effectively like a lab or a Newfie dog. Like, he's just big in size, but he's also big in heart, big in compassion, big in care, capable of being absolutely terrible, but that's not at all his inclination. He does everything he can to avoid that side of himself, right? So yeah, I love that, you know, Daniel embodied that. Like, again, you never feel like Tyson is dumb at any point or a clown. And I feel like I said, unfortunately, the movie kind of leaned a bit more into that. This, I feel like, brought out the fact that, yeah, he's different. He's not exactly the same as the other demigods, but he is intelligent and he's useful and he's thoughtful in his own ways that maybe aren't, like I said, as conventional, but they're all there and you see his value very, very, very early. But outside of that, as I said, just that warm, embracing energy that, you know, pretty much everyone likes Tyson. I mean, even Annabeth, even though we haven't seen a ton of the two of them interact, I think even she, who has a very understandable bias against Cyclops, have, you know, she softened a lot, right? I think she definitely considers Tyson a friend at this point. So yeah, kudos to Daniel, because that's not an easy role to take on in the sense of like, how do I do this for a creature that doesn't even exist? But he really took that and he ran with it and absolutely slayed that scene where he thanks Percy for and thanks his father as well for answering his prayers basically and giving him a family, giving him someone to care about, getting him out of that very lonely and quite frankly abusive situation he was in before. And yeah, just him tearing up about, you know, gaining a brother through Percy. It got me, guys. I'm getting soft, but yeah, it got me. So anyway, very, very well done. Love the moment. And I think it's very important because Tyson and Percy's relationship is something that's throughout the rest of these, well, hopefully the rest of these series, but also throughout the books is very important. So that was another really great moment as well. And then I think the last moment that was really sweet, of course, is Thalia and Annabeth reuniting. It was a very small scene, but Annabeth doesn't get to show that very vulnerable, you know, little girl side of her very much. And I love that Thalia got to bring that out of her. Even Percy was kind of like, you know, I don't think he's ever seen Annabeth like that. And so I really liked the way they played it. Like I said, it was short, but it was sweet. And yeah, I do hope down the line we're going to get some more with those two. Because yeah, obviously just loved all of that. But yeah, so that's another set of things I really liked out of this episode. As far as Percabeth, we didn't get a lot this episode, but I do like what we did get in the sense of, you know, when Percy once again kind of starts asking Annabeth some challenging questions. And the reason I really like when these moments happen, because Annabeth, you know, when it comes to overall logic and kind of left-brainedness that you could say, she definitely tends to be the stronger force between her and Percy. But again, what was it that Cersei said, that relying a little too much on your book knowledge kind of thing, like relying too much on like what you think you know or what you understand and not necessarily seeing where your biases lie or where the weaknesses or the flaws in your thinking are. That's one of Annabeth's weaknesses. And that's where Percy and his perspective from a less analytical and logical perspective are so good for her. And again, I just love that balance with the two of them. But yeah, him kind of challenging her this episode, saying like, you know, trying to nudge her to the conclusion that you do realize that maybe this great prophecy is not just about me, like that it could just as easily apply to Thalia. And her being like, nope, can't be. And he's like, but why? Just because she's your friend? And she's like, yeah. Right? And that's probably the least logical answer that we've heard out of her, right? It's a very, especially considering a couple episodes ago, she was talking about those human decisions that don't make sense. But it's like right now you're making a human decision, right? Like you're going off of your extreme bias for Thalia, which is very, very, very valid, and not logically thinking at the fact that she very well could fit the prophecy just as well as Percy, right? So I kind of love that conversation because, like, again, I just love the dynamic between Percy and Annabeth in that, like, they really do challenge each other and kind of make up for where the other one may be lacking or need development. And this is another one of those really great scenes where they are really good sounding boards for each other as far as this type of thinking. So yeah, I love that Percy kind of tried to gently get her to examine that, because she would definitely do the same if she saw Percy being unnecessarily biased towards somebody else, right? And so, like, and I love that he also used the logic of, well, you know, you thought Luke would never, if you had asked you a year ago if Luke was capable of what he's doing right now, you would have said no. And of course, this is right after they saw that Luke, after everything she tried to say to him about Thalia, has shown up to lead the charge against Camp, right? So yeah, I love that moment, just of course, just showing that those two are such a good pair on multiple levels. And again, you know, obviously they acted the crap out of that. And then yeah, we got the story of Thalia, what went down, finally the complete story, the missing piece of the puzzle that Grover and Annabeth didn't have, and by extension, sadly, Luke. And we got our new Zeus reveal. And again, like I said, obviously we'll always miss Lance, but love Courtney. And I have I knew he would body it, right? The commanding presence without being overbearing. And yeah, he was only on screen for a bit, but it was great. And yeah, we now see, you know, one thing about Zeus, he is a narc. To his soul, he is a narc. And the way I love that they showed, as I said, the contrast between how Poseidon talks to Percy as, you know, someone who he should be talking to, right? He has discourse with him. He actually like asks him things and listens when he says things and takes things into account. And like I said, it is a give and take when he deals with Percy, and the affection is very, very clear. Then you've got Zeus, who's all about himself. He's all about his image, his desires, the way he's gonna come off in all of this, right? He didn't hear a word Thalia said, nor did he care to. It was all about, you're gonna do this because of what I need from you. You're gonna do this because I think you should do it, right? And so I just love that parallel between the two of them. You understand why, and also like the absolute obliviousness of Zeus of why Thalia is so resistant to him, right? Oh, I've tolerated your little rebellion for long enough. Huh? She's barely 16. How long is that? I know for you, you've been around for eons, but for that very reason, 16 is not even a flick of an eye for you. What do you mean long enough? And you've never been around. So you expect this girl to just, because you're Zeus, she don't give a damn. You've given her no reason to care about the fact that you're Zeus, right? So anyway, I think that they played that so well. And, you know, again, it was such a short scene, but it was so impactful, showing Thalia's resistance, showing that despite the fact that she is very righteous in her indignation around her dad and her refusal to do as he says, she's also heartbroken that all he's got to say to her right now is, hey, do this thing to make me look good. Do this thing because I want you to do what I want you to do. I'm not going to ask you nothing. I'm not going to see if you're okay. I'm not going to check in after you've been through this hellish nightmare. Just, by the way, here's all these things I need from you, right? So again, kudos to the actress for really displaying that while she was very angry and frustrated, she was also hurt, high-key hurt, that this was the interaction she had to have with her dad. And again, instead of Zeus trying to understand why she's so upset and figure out that she's understandably not cool with being his tool in this war, he's like, don't you walk away from me. That's what he worries about, right? So anyway, just a great scene though. And even though it wasn't heartwarming in any way, well done by both actors. And as I said, even though it's short, it really gave us a good insight into where they are and why there is that feeling and why Luke was so sure that Thalia would join his side when it is all said and done, right? And we see there that, you know, Annabeth was right. It was never going to happen. Right? At least not the way that Luke thought. So, and then finally, I guess that kind of segues nicely into Luke. Oh, Luke, you poor tool. You see the difference how Thalia adamantly refused to be a tool and Luke just keeps throwing himself into someone's hand to be used. So sad. But anyways, yeah, we see that Luke, we didn't get a ton of him outside of him storming the camp, but some poignant moments, right? Like when he actually shows up and, well, first of all, the fact that he was adamant on the tree not being destroyed, right? Sims is a problem. Like I said, all I wanted this episode was for someone to hit her in the face, but maybe next season. But that was one moment where, again, he's showing that he has this love. You know, when it comes to Annabeth and to Thalia, he will always have a blind spot despite what Kronos is trying to do. And unfortunately, his frustration, you know, the fight between him and Percy, when he gets to the point where he has the upper hand in the fight and he's beating the crap out of Percy. Like, let's be real. If he wanted to kill Percy, he didn't need to punch him 15 times, right? That was all Luke's pettiness, but it was also transference, right? Right now, Luke feels very detached from what the reasons he thought he was doing this, right? Which was Annabeth and Thalia and himself. But, you know, those are the two people he cared the most about. Annabeth, he feels like betrayed him for Percy, which she did not. She very much wants Luke back, but she's not going to get on the wrong side of this war. And of course, he knows that what Annabeth said was true, that Thalia is not going to be down with the way he's doing things right now. So Percy kind of seems like he's winning in the sense of, you know, I know that Luke can see, like all of us can, that Annabeth has got a very special place in her heart for Percy and that she's willing to do a lot for Percy, and that Luke is really the only person before this that she was like that for. And now Percy has not only kind of sailed in there within just a year, but at this point he's kind of surpassing. So a lot of that beating was absolutely Luke's frustration. He knows, like, I feel like it was a lot of inner conflict and turmoil that he's been experiencing over a lot of things that he was just taking out on Percy in that moment. Because again, we got to remember he's only known Percy for like 15 business minutes. Like, he really does not have any reason for that level of beef with Percy, but he's jealous and he's also upset. And yeah, Percy just kind of ended up being the convenient vent for all of that. Plus, I think he needs to psych himself up to try to take Percy's life, which he knows is not the right thing to do. But I think one of the reasons he was so willing to do it is because in his mind, if Percy's gone, Annabeth has no reason to resist him anymore, you know? So they didn't really get into all that, but I think we can infer from the last season that that's probably very much a valid justification for Luke to even go this far. Not even thinking about the fact that Annabeth Annabeth would never forgive him for that. But anyway, that was kind of his joint. But I think having Tyson be the one to save Percy was so poignant in so many ways, outside of obviously the beautiful brother moment there. I think for Luke, getting to witness that, again, Tyson, who just came into Percy's life recently, show up like that, be there for him, unequivocally stand behind him and have that loyalty and that level of protective energy. Like, that's all Luke really wants. Really and truly, that's all he wants. For all of his preaching about the utopia he's trying to create where monsters and demigods live as one, he ain't got a single monster who's willing to go in front of a blade for him. He got a single monster who's gonna grab a trident and protect for him. No one. The only people who would have done that for him at this point were Annabeth and Thalia, and he's actively pushing them away right now because of what he's doing. So yeah, interesting moments, but yeah, as they said, Luke disappeared because that's what he does every time he gets his butt whooped in some way or another, but he will return and probably be more bitter than ever. But yeah, that was kind of him. But again, not a lot, but poignant. What we did get was very, very, very pointed. So yeah, overall, as I said, I think it was a good finale for what we had. Wish it was longer. Season itself, overall review, 10 out of 10, no notes. Well, actually, the only note being the runtime. But no, I think that it was such a great season. Like the step up from season 1, absolutely brilliant and wonderful and well done. And so yeah, I want to give all the kudos to obviously the actors, but the crew, all the people behind the scenes. It's not easy to put something like this together. I also heard that Disney, despite what it looks like, Disney did not raise the budget. That's the going, that's what I heard, is that they actually did not raise the budget. So the fact that they were able to do this compared to last season, maybe they got different people involved who knew how to, I guess, allocate the resources better. But either way, this season looked more expensive in general. The cinematography, so many things were just improved in such a good way. And I hope that they can continue that trend into season 3. But yeah, very, very, very impressed with this season. Enjoyed every last minute of it. Wish it was longer. Like 2 more episodes would have been marvelous. Speaking of season 3, as I mentioned, I know that there is a preview. I already did see it because I didn't know what it was. Anyway, looks super cute. Love that. Percybeth loading. So I gotta say, Percybeth is loading. And hopefully so is season 4, because season 4 is really where we're gonna get, for us Percybeth fans, that's when we're gonna really get our payoff and the wait will be finally over. So I'm hoping we're gonna get that approval soon. But yeah, this has been a really fun ride, guys. Thank you so much for everyone who came in, comments, interaction. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I've enjoyed this season. I cannot wait for the next one. Hopefully you guys will join me for that journey as well. And in the meantime, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, hopefully you can find other things in my catalog to enjoy. But until next time, guys, I hope to see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching.